Oh, well, thanks for having me. And let me explain what we'll do today. We're going to do a comprehensive energy audit. We're going to look at your house from top to bottom. Really, we're looking at your house as a system, how all the different parts of it interact with each other, and how we can make your house more efficient, comfortable, and improve the air quality.
Great.
What we're going to do is collect information with this and with our testing today, and we're going to run an analysis to see where we can make improvements in the house, also project energy savings for you. We want to know how leaky your house is. We want to know how well insulated it is. We also want to make sure that your appliances, like your gas appliances, your furnace, your water heater, your oven, are all properly operating, and especially that they're not putting any of the toxic gases like carbon monoxide into the house. So what we're going to do here is we're going to test all of your appliances that use gas, like your furnace, as well as the water heater, which is behind the furnace here. We're going to do some tests which we call our combustion safety tests. They're a very important part of an audit. And the reason is because we want to make sure that they're not producing any dangerous levels of gases like carbon monoxide, and that gas is actually being sent out of the house through your flue pipes. It's very important. It's important because what we're talking about in your house is making the house more airtight. So if we want to make the house more airtight, we want to make sure there's no contaminants or risks of things in the house that can make you sick or worse.
Great. Sounds good.
So what we're going to do is run a few tests where I like to call them stress tests for your furnace and your water heater. And the way they work is that we're going to try and make sure that they will vent the exhaust gas properly out of here. So we do some tests where we actually depressurize the house, meaning we pull air out of the house with your exhaust fans, your dryer, your kitchen fan, anything in the house that pulls air out. And then we run some tests to see how well it operates under those conditions, that stress condition, if you will. By the way, 99% of houses pass this test. It's those few that don't that we're really making a difference, where it could be a real difference between someone getting sick or worse in their house. So we really want to make sure we do this and do it every time. So another thing we're going to do is test all of your gas lines. Any sort of gas line in the house, we're going to make sure that they're not actually leaking gas. Very important. You don't want to have that coming into the house. Imagine that's both a combustion hazard, but also it's not healthy to have being emitted into your house. So I want to talk to you about your duct lines here. You have a lot of duct work in the house, and we're going to take a look at how this effectively is delivering air through the house. So important that every room gets sufficient amount of air so that it's properly heated, properly cooled, properly dehumidified, because it really gets humid here in the summer.
Absolutely.
So some of the things I see now in your house, you have a few of these small dampers. And we want to make sure that they're properly adjusted, and maybe even add some more to the house. So we'll take a look and see where you might benefit from some. I know you had mentioned that your daughter's room in the far corner of the house is quite cold.
Yes.
So we'd like to find out, is that room getting enough air? That's another important part of what we'll do in your house today. So we'll take a close look at this and see how well you're getting air to all of the rooms.
Great. And this type of ductwork, and I know it's sort of a hodgepodge putting it together, is that something that you can help figure out solving?
Absolutely.
Okay.
What happened in your house is that there was additional components added to it because you have an addition in your kitchen. It looks like there was an additional line here that was added on, and all of these can really change the way that this can effectively heat and cool the house.
Great.
Duct systems typically were designed for heating only and not cooling. And as homes were upgraded they added cooling systems to them. So they're not properly designed to effectively cool a home in many cases. And then when you just add on all of these ducts like you mentioned, it really is challenging. We've set up the blower door.
Okay.
What we're going to do is measure air leakage in your house. We want to find all the air leaks and fix as many of them as possible. So what this device will do is this fan here will pull air out of the house, and we have sensors here with this device which will measure how much leakage you have in your house. By the way, while it's running, we're going to go around the house and look for specific air leaks throughout the house.
Great. And how are you going to do that?
Well, we can visually see them. They're just very obvious. Sometimes these leaks, there's just air just coming out of these openings. You can just, it's like a blow dryer almost coming on you.
Wow.
We can also use a device like an infrared camera, which actually, why don't we go do that now? Because what we normally do is we scan the house with the infrared camera before we run the blower door, and then while the blower door is running, we'll go ahead and scan the house again with the infrared camera.
Terrific.
So let's take a look here. So what I'm just going to do is quickly scan the house, looking at all these areas and looking for temperature differences, see if there's anything that really sticks out. Alrighty. This is the room that you've had the most problems in,
Yes.
right? As far as comfort. So
Yes, absolutely.
let's see what we can find in here. See that there? You see that darker color? That dark green? You can see actually on the ceiling there where I'm looking right in the middle of the screen. That area looks like they missed insulating. I haven't seen that anywhere else in,
That's
in
really
this whole area.
interesting.
But there's just one little strip, like maybe the insulation got pushed up or pushed on the side somehow, but it's pretty much across and only in this room. You don't even see it in the hallway there.
That's really interesting.
So I'd be curious to know what's up there. And the only way we're going to get into the attic, of course, is by cutting a hole.
Right.
But in order to do the air sealing and insulation work, that's how we could fix that area and also repair the insulation up there.
Okay.
But this may well be one of the reasons why
This room.
it's so cold in here. Another reason why this room may be so cold in the winter and hot in the summer is because of the ducts. And this supply register that's here on the wall that heats and cools this room is the furthest one from your heating and cooling equipment way down in the basement.
Right.
So it has a long, long way to go. And if you have leaky ducts or ducts with lots of bends in them, or it's not properly configured, that can all really affect how much air comes out of there and how warm that air is or how cool that air is. So we'll take a look at that too.
Great.
Since we can't get into the attic, Kate, we drilled this hole here, and I want to know what's in here since we can't really see it. So this hole I drilled here, I'm putting a camera up into. It's called a borescope. And if you look into this screen here, you can actually see that it's insulated, which is great. This is just what we want to see, and it's great information for us. It helps us to better understand what needs your house has in terms of insulation.
Ready?
Okay, let's see how leaky this house is. So I feel a lot of air coming.
Yeah, a lot.
All right, Kate. Do you
I can feel it.
Do you feel the draft?
Yes. I can feel it.
Yes. Okay. So let's just take a quick look here. First of all, this is a huge amount of air.
Wow.
And most likely the damper is open on here. That's the
Okay.
first thing. So that's an easy fix. But even with the damper closed, it's probably still leaky. So we'll just take a look up here. And certainly that's wide open. So we're going to shut off the blower door, close this, and retest again.
Okay.
But there's ways to even better make this even better. Not just by closing the damper, but there's devices you can put in here to make it nice and airtight in there.
Awesome. Great. Oh my gosh. That is.
It's a lot,
That's
isn't it?
a lot of air.
It's amazing. All right, so I want to show this to you because this is quite a leaky location here. Just put your hand up there and feel the air.
Oh wow. Oh my gosh. That is a lot of air.
Check this out. Look at all of that smoke. It's just being blown down like that all along here.
Wow.
Look at that. You just see all the smoke coming down. It's really quite a bit. You put an addition on your house, right?
Yes.
So this was an exterior wall of the house, and then everything this way is new construction,
Yes.
right? So when this was built here, it wasn't made airtight. So there's easy ways to fix that, simply by just caulking this area here and just filling all this in, but it can make a real difference in terms of the amount of air leakage that you're experiencing here.
I'm sure I can feel. I mean, that's incredible.
Yeah.
I never would have thought of that.
Yeah.
The fireplace I would have thought of, but this I would never have thought of.
Yeah.
That's really amazing.
Yeah. Well, let's go find some more leaks.
Okay. I can just feel it here.
Yeah.
I don't even have to put my hand there. I can feel
You
the
feel it
air
all the way
standing
there.
Here. Yeah. And I can feel it behind me as well.
It's kind of like you're going through a car wash.
I am. That's it.
So your pocket door here, as you well know, you told me that you're really concerned
Yes.
about this. Well, now with the blower door running, we can really see that relative to other holes in the house,
Yeah.
this is a real problem.
It is.
Which, by the way, pocket doors are typically a real problem. It's so hard because they have to be framed in such a large area, but they weren't sealed around it.
Yes.
So what we're gonna do is cut open this area here, try and get above them. It may require some work on the side.
Okay.
But the idea is just seal all the framing around the pocket door to make sure that it's not leaking air into the house.
Right.
We'll provide you with a report that summarizes the findings. We'll spell out in very, very detailed form each measure that we recommend in the house. And we'll also give you some cost estimates for how much it'll be to do each of those measures. I want you to know that Pepco provides a rebate up to $2,000, and that will likely be increasing soon. The rebate is for doing measures of air sealing and insulation. It also includes some other measures in addition to the $2,000, like duct sealing, sealing up leakage sources in your duct lines. Montgomery County offers a $250 rebate as well, and we'll help you to process that application as well as the Pepco application for the rebate.
Terrific.
Once we're done, once you've completed the work in the house, we'll come back and we'll retest the house. We'll fill out some paperwork and then we'll submit that for the Pepco paperwork for the Pepco rebate.
Great.
Sound good?
Yeah, I'm excited.
Excellent.